Who is Cassandra Bell? Cassandra Bell is, I am a director, a mother, a mentor, a wife, a daughter, a sister, and a person that is so in love with theater. I come from the west side of Chicago, and being the oldest of my family, I had to take on a lot of responsibilities early in life. And as I grew up on the west side of Chicago, I just really fell in love with watching people and personalities. And so as I grew up and I just, ran around on the west side of Chicago having fun, I became involved in a local Chicago Park district called La Follette Park. And I met the late, great James Spinks from the famous movie Car Wash. He's the guy that said, "I know you're gonna dig this." And so he was a African-American male that decided to come back to his community and teach theater to anyone that was interested in theater. But I wasn't interested in theater. I was interested more in dance and watching people. And so as I got involved and got into a little trouble, I had to be actual, what do they call it now? Part of therapeutic services, anger management, community service. I was assigned to Jimmy Spinks. And so as we were learning about theater, he would tell me, he said, "You know what, you have a whole lot to say. I'm giving you these great plays and you're coming back to me with all these suggestions and you're changing the dialogue." And he said, "You know what? I'm not going to teach you just drama. I'm going to teach you how to be a writer. I'm going to teach you how to take all of that, what you have to say, and just journal it and put it inside of this format." We would go see great plays and we would go see community theater. And then my mom, who was also very into the arts and different forms of music, she would take us out to see these plays. I became fascinated with just the visual images on stage and the actors and how they would portray the lines and how dramatic it would be and how I felt emotionally on the inside by what I saw. And it just set off a love affair with performing arts. This is how I became a director. I wrote a play called The Message. And at the time that I wrote this play, it was a little controversy in regards to the production, because when you write an inspirational stage play, most people often think inspirational stage play, it's all about inspiring. It's a format, a formula to inspirational stage plays. I did not want to follow the formula. I wanted to say some things that may have been construed as negative about the church people, and a church mentality. And it wasn't like talking about the church folks, but it was like talking about the church folks, because I knew early that I wanted to be a realist writer. I wanted my productions to be real to life. I wanted people to know that person, see that person, or be that person, but I also wanted to give you the message. And I hired a director that we didn't see eye to eye on the vision in regards to the production. And basically he gave me an ultimatum. He said, "If you don't like the way that I'm directing it, then you can just direct it yourself." I directed it myself. My favorite production that I didn't write, and I'll start with the ones I didn't write, because I fell in love with a production called Fats Waller Ain't Misbehaving. And it was set in the 1930s through the Harlem Renaissance time, and it was, in my opinion, a musical soap opera. And everything that was in Ain't Misbehaving was music that was written by Fats Waller. And it was some of the most beautiful music that I had ever heard. And it was set in such a period where we as African American people were becoming to be in love with who we are and who we were at that time. Such a classic, beautiful piece. And the songs were so symbolic, but yet they were so political. It just took you on an emotional musical journey. It was like, I call it my musical soap opera. And it's where one of my actors gave me the title of a directress. And I just love this production.
Looking good but feeling bad from breathing over you. Looking good, too high, don't scare blues. Weary days and lonely nights, I'm waiting here for you, hoping that my love you won't refuse. No, 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 no. Looking good but feeling bad is mighty hard to do. When I'm feeling blue, I need you, I need you. If I should take a notion to jump into the ocean, take nobody's business if I do. And if I go to church on Sunday, camera all day on Monday, take nobody's business if I do. If my friend ain't got no money, I say take all mine, honey, take nobody's business if I do. And if I give her my last nickel, that leaves me in a pickle, take nobody's business if I do. There ain't nothing I can do, nothing I can say, that won't criticize me. But I'm gonna do just as I want to anyway, and don't care if they all despise me.
My second favorite piece was Annie. I have been in love with Annie since I was a kid. I don't think any little girl, being an African American girl of my coloring, I had freckles. I had the curly, sandy brown hair. And so I was a little rough around the edges. And Annie was very symbolic for me because she was that tough girl from New York that was saying, hey, I'm trying to find my parents. I'm determined to achieve this goal. And I always would say, when I was little, I would tell my mama, I'm going to be an Annie. I'm going to be the first black Annie. Play writing that I did that actually starred 9 amazing little girls. And it was called Hard Knock Life. It was a story about a little girl that was in foster care that was determined to find her parents. And she actually gets adopted by a rich rapper by the name of Daddy Snow. And how she comes into that family and she is embedded into a family of African American that they have everything. They have fame, they have beauty, they have money, but they had no spirituality. And she brings that to their home and she makes an impact in that family.
I'm not thinking about on Olivia right now.
Let it out. Spit in your face. Go ahead. I've been spit on before. Beat up too. Kicked, punched, called out my name. All I know is pain.
Do you really believe your parents is coming back to get you?
If you would just give me my birth certificate. You think you're gonna try to get my daddy to adopt you? And take over my life?
Tina, I told you they don't want you. Oh my gosh, this is Angel's birth certificate. Your mama,
At least we got one.
come and get it. I said come and get it.
She's getting older now and she really needs her father.
One day I want to be able to join the choir. I'm getting closer and closer to finding my parents.
Now, your journey is over.
Broken Windows, my baby. Broken Windows is the production that really got brought so much awareness, media awareness to what's going on to me and my production company by what's going on in the city. Broken Window stars 7 of amazing young African male actors. And it deals with what our young boys are going through right now in this period of time. The pressures that our young boys are coping with. Black boys are being hunted. And I say that firmly because everybody hunts them. They are judged by us. They're judged by the world. They're judged educationally. They're judged spiritually. And so there are so many things that they're dealing with: abandonment, lack of fathers, hopelessness, lack of goals, the violence, the peer pressure. It is unreal. Everything is on top of these young boys. And I wanted to create a production that dealt with those issues, specifically from a very realistic point of view.
Imagine. Michael, he makes the home. What'd you do that for?
Oh, that? Those are your recruitment letters that you no longer qualify for because you're not graduating. That call I had to take was from your principal. You let your team down and yourself.
No, Coach, this is hard. Look, I mean, I got a lot going. After I take care of my brothers, I'm tired. I try to study, but I'll be so worn out after practice. It's like everything is blown on my page.
Have you spoken with your mother about this?
No. She already got enough on her plate. You know, my father is locked up for 25 years, Coach. 25 years! I have 6 boys to raise. I'm all they have.
Well, how are you going to do that without a high school education? Your scholarship is the key to helping your family. A scholarship can open more doors for them. You're looking at your today because you can't see your tomorrow. Hello, Pam.
You know what, Michael? I'm sick and tired of you and your issues with your dad. He is a good man.
No, if he was such a good man, then why is he locked up? We good. I got this.
That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that, man. That's music to my ears. And I'm gonna throw you a little something, something. But I'm gonna tell you what, I sure hate to see something happen to that pretty mama of yours. Yeah, it's real gangsta out here. Her taking public transportation and everything. Some wild cats out here in the world, man. Bullets ain't got no name, don't do that. Or do they? It's white, right?
You crazy mother!
Back up, man. Get your hands off me.
And as for your weapon, you can have it back if you're man enough to come
I'm
get
man
it.
enough. I'm man enough. And I'm out of here.
You think you...
Get your hands off me.
Cassandra is very engaging, very productive, very resourceful, and very talented. I think that I create programming that fits into a platform, but I think I create programs that are very enriching. My goal as a writer and a director is to give you that emotional roller coaster. I want you to feel something. If you can watch my productions and you don't feel anything, then I have not done my job. Whether I am interpreting a play that has been written or I am doing an original production, you have to leave with something. I have to give you something. You have to say something or remember something, a key point. In any show that I do, you're going to have something that you're going to take away. You're going to say, wow, I never thought of that. Or wow, that really touched me. Or wow, that was really funny. Or something is really wrong with that girl because she is really crazy. So my takeaway, I guess I can simply say, is I want you to take away a feeling, an emotion, concept of thought, because I want to stir up something in you, and I want you to be inspired by that. My name is Cassandra Bell, and I am a directress.